Hello, 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 and welcome to the Start Your Business, Change Your Life podcast. I'm Nell, the CEO and owner of womenforchange.info, a platform where we like to help women start and grow their business online. Thank you for listening to another episode, or thank you for listening to your first episode. I greatly appreciate it. Today's episode is going to be about one of my favorite topics, and that is blogging. It's officially 10 years since I started womenforchange.info as a blog. I was on the treadmill the other day and it just popped into my head that, like, okay, this is 2018 and I started in 2008. So it's really special. 10 years has gone by very quickly, and Women for Change has gone through a few different iterations. It started out as a blog, as I said, and as a kind of alternative to what was happening in the blogging scene back then, which was like the celebrity gossip blogging, but it was very negative. It was very like zooming in on celebrities. Oh, look at her face, or oh, this one's doing. It was just negative, and I was just like, well, I do want to keep up with, like what's happening with celebrities and stuff, but I don't really like care about all this negative stuff. So I started Women for Change to kind of highlight the more positive celebrity news, like business stuff that they were doing or just successes that they were having. And it has changed since then because I've changed as a person and it's my blog, so I can allow it to change. But in this episode, I wanted to go over some of the reasons why, well, not the reasons so much, but some of the ways in which it can be helpful to start a blog. So yeah, some of the reasons why you should start a blog. In terms of, not just like, oh, you can start a blog to be happy. Like I'm gonna give you some really like end goal reasons of why it's so helpful to start a blog, why it's been helpful for me. For any of my clients that I have, I do suggest that they start a blog. So I'm gonna give you, I think it was 9. Oh, I made it 10. Okay, 10 reasons why you can and should start a blog. So I'm going to start with the first one, and they're in no order of importance, just as I thought of them. And the first one that I have is to become an influencer. So being an influencer is super hot right now and has been for the past couple of years, but specifically now with the rise of Instagram and YouTube vlogging and stuff like that. So if you want a way to start to become an influencer, the easiest way or the kind of first step thing that you can do is to start and create a blog. Buy your domain name, $10, £10, €10, whatever your currency is. Get hosting and start a blog. It's the first kind of action step that you can take alongside creating your social media accounts. I really suggest that you do that. One, you own your own your domain name and you own your own space, but you're able to start creating content that is going to reap benefits further down the line once you are more established. The second reason reason why you can start a blog is to start a business. Nowadays, when I started, blogs were just literally platforms for writing. Now they are so much more. WordPress is everything, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have started to use other platforms, but for me, WordPress is like anything that you want it to be. So it is somewhere that you can blog, but it can also be a website. It can also be an e-commerce website. So it's so many things that you can do with it. So if you want to start a business, you can do it by starting it on a blogging platform, if that makes sense. It also helps to if you're not doing an online business and you're starting an offline business, having a blog helps to validate who you are as a business. The third thing is to be creative. Sometimes we work jobs in corporate 9 to 5 jobs, and we kind of get frustrated that what we like to do, our hobbies, our creative side, isn't getting out there. So I think it's a good idea to start a blog to kind of express your creativity. It's a low cost way for you to be able to start up and express that side of yourself. Like if you do art and you wanted to display it, you could create a blog to display your art. Or if you have, if you like to travel and you want a place to display your travel photography and video, it's a great place, like a online portfolio in a sense. The fourth thing is to share your voice. You can use a blog to share your voice. If you are passionate about a certain topic or cause or just anything in general, you can just start a blog. There's a film, I think it's about a lady from America who was a chef, and she went to France to become a chef or something like Julie and Julia or something like that. Anyway, the girl in it started a blog. Sorry, the woman in it started a blog. She worked a job. She started a blog, sharing her recipes, and then she kind of blew up. So that was her. Frustrated with her job, she started that blog on the side to kind of express herself and get that out there, to share her voice, and she blew up from having that blog. The next one is to create authority. Kind of linking back to starting a business. If you are, for example, a dietitian in the industry, it's going to be super helpful if you have a blog that you are, writing your think pieces about. It's a way to kind of store your thoughts, but in a way that can be used. For example, potential clients can see, what type of a think you are, potential employee. It can be used from potential employees. And it kind of is your space to state, this is who I am, this is what I think, and this is like what I'm presenting. So I think it's a great way to create authority around yourself, your brand, and your business. The sixth is linking back to share your voice, but it's to improve your craft / hobby. Your blog can be your journey. It can be your journey space. If you do like photography, cooking, knitting, anything, and you just start posting about it, you can look at your journey of how you've improved, how you've changed, how things have developed. So it's also a way for you to be able to improve your craft and hobby, especially if you like writing. If you really like writing, then blogging is definitely something that you can do to improve writing. The next one is to create a community. There are lots of things that you can do to create a community. You can start a group on Facebook or on forums or things like that. But again, having your own blog space under your own domain, your own hosting, centered around things that you write, things that you post. You hear a lot about mummy bloggers being quite popular. It's kind of creating your own community, and it's normally a sub community. Like, you have mummy bloggers, but then maybe you would have like, oh, I'm a mummy blogger, but I'm really passionate about vegan food because it helped my child do this. So then that person is creating a community around that particular subject. So it's really good for creating a community. The next point is improve business traffic and sales. So if you already have an online website, having a blog is very useful for search engine optimization, often referred to as SEO. Basically, it's in a small nutshell, it's putting more content, more valuable. You have to make sure it's valuable, and there's lots all around this, but this is in a small nutshell. It's putting more valuable content out there. Helps people to find your website. The blog post would be related to your business. So it would help people be able to find your website. The more valuable pages you have in Google indicates to them that you're a website that they should be placing higher up in the search engines. So that's just in a very small nutshell why it's good for SEO. As well, lots of people like to go online to do research, right? They do research about what they want to buy, and then they buy it. If you it's not often suitable to fill the description spaces of e-commerce website with a whole bunch of information, but if you have a blog, whilst people are doing their research, they might happen upon your blog, do the research and be like, okay, this person, they sell this type of like face cream or whatever that I'm looking for. Let me go over to this shop section of their website, and they may be more likely to purchase that item from you. So that's another reason why it's a good idea to have a blog. Again, that topic is like, it's a whole book length. It's a whole 2-hour podcast, but we're not here for all of that. The other reason why it's good to start a blog is for personal development and growth. Not everything has to be just for lots of people's consumptions or everybody else's consumptions. You might start a blog about your journey. Maybe you had a health issue, or maybe you're on a weight loss journey or a weight gain journey or a hair growth journey, something that's personal to you, but blogging about it is really therapeutic for yourself, and as a byproduct it might be helpful for other people. So blogging doesn't always have to be like, oh my gosh, I want to get loads of traffic to my site so people can blah 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 blah. It can be more so about yourself and your own personal journey, and just kind of be therapy for you. And the last but not least on my list is it's a really good idea to create a blog post. And this links back to my first one, becoming an influencer. It's a good idea to start a blog, not just a blog post, start a blog to monetize your social following and to create your own space or platform. There's a lot of people who are Instagram influencers, or have a big following on Twitter and even YouTube, where you do get paid. Well, some people get paid for their videos, but it's a super important idea, in my opinion, to have your own website, own web space, own blog, to be able to really own what it is that you've created. Like, you've curated an audience on somebody else's platform. If for whatever reason you tend to not follow their guidelines, or people complain about you, or basically you just get X'd out from their platform, then that's gone. Your following's gone. Maybe your money is gone, because you get money from those platforms. But if you have a blog and you make sure your audience is always aware that they can find you at hereiam.com or whatever your URL is, then if you do happen to disappear from those social media platforms, your loyal following will always be able to find you at your website. And of course there's lots of other social media platforms, so you're not going to be gone from all of them. But the thing is, if you monetize from your own platform rather somebody else's platform, you have more control and you have more longevity. And I just think it's the most sensible thing to do. From there, once your audience goes to your blog, you can also have it top of mind to make sure that you're collecting their email addresses and contact details, so that you're able to keep in touch with them via email as well, and even text and other things. Don't rest everything on social media platforms, because as you've seen with like updates from Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and YouTube, who have recently demonetized a whole bunch of videos because their standards have changed, if you rely on them too much, it can like rock your world, and you don't want that to happen to you, or you want to kind of minimize that risk. So they are 10 reasons why you should start your own blog. Like I said, it's my 10th year anniversary. That went by so fast. It's been a ride. I've loved it. I've learned so much from it. And I am going to be holding a webinar to teach you guys a little bit more about blogging. Is it dead? How do you start a blog? And exploring a little bit more just why it is super beneficial to start a blog. If you go to womenforchange.info, you should be able to see a little pop-up to sign up for the webinar. It's going to be held on Wednesday, the 27th of March. You can also go to the show notes, and a direct link to the sign-up form will be there. And also head over to my Instagram, womenforchange.info / no, let's start again. Instagram.com/womenforchangeinfo. I'm so used to putting out my own website so much that I usually start with that. But I hope you're able to join me, and if you are interested in starting a blog, this can be something that kind of gives you a little bit more information and some tips on how to start and how to grow your blog. Okay, thanks again, and I look forward to speaking to you next time.